Today we're going to explore 12 keys to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting change beyond your wildest dreams. Hello and welcome to Kristen's Quantum Catalyzers. The intention of this journey is to return home to our innate wholeness, restore well-being in body, mind, and soul, and create the life we truly desire through empowered self-worth, joy, and inner freedom. The key is to move beyond surface symptoms and past memories to address the neuroscientific root cause of personal experience and to liberate our true identity through the awakened consciousness of our authentic soul. The goal is to become our own healers and heroes, to nourish conscious relationships within all parts of our inner self, to reclaim power, become our own happily ever after, and create heaven on earth from within. My personal cause for being here? I independently self-healed over 100 debilitating health battles, 20 years of complex trauma, and 7 years of severe amnesia through my own neuroscience-based method of parts, somatic, and mirror work. I now share all the medicine and magic I've gained through my business, Kristen's Quantum Catalyzers, which offers books, courses, and personalized mentorship with the intention to help end generational trauma. Enter my free magic portal to receive some introductory welcome gifts, and let's jump into the show. The first key to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting change beyond your wildest dreams is you do not need to heal the past. You do not need to heal the past. You do not need to go back into past memories and heal them. You do not need to go back into your trauma history or past relationships or these things that happened before and heal them. Instead, you need to heal how your brain and your body navigate your present moment. Neuroscience discovered that memories do not store the past. Instead, they actually exist. Memories neurobiologically exist to provide navigation unconsciously. So when you're thinking thoughts, right, those automatic thoughts that come up, those automatic emotions, feelings, those patterns from inside of you, the impulses, the urges, the behaviors, the actions, the habits, the choice tendencies, those patterns of internal navigation, and even how you feel in the energy of your mind, your emotions, your body, the different energy states of your inner realities, all of that is coming from the navigational networks of your brain and your body. And those are storing memories unconsciously. And so if you're trying to heal the past by going back into memories, that actually misses the purpose of why memories exist inside of you in the first place. Neurobiologically, the purpose of memories is to provide navigation. And so your past is affecting you. Yes, absolutely. But it has nothing to do with the past experiences. It has nothing to do with the memories that you can access consciously. It has nothing to do with anything that happened before this present moment. Instead, it has to do with the navigational networks inside of your brain and your body. And so the first key to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting transformation beyond your wildest dreams is to focus more on the present patterns of navigation inside of your brain and your body, and less on the past memories and the details of old stories of things that happened in your past. Instead of going into these conscious memories, the goal is to transform and rewrite and shapeshift how your brain and body navigate your present moment, because your past is only in your memories to navigate the now. And all the change you want to experience isn't in the past, it's in your now. And so this shift can create freedom. You can fall in love with your healing journey because your power is in the present moment. It's not in the past. You can fall in love with the healing journey because you don't have to go digging around into old traumas and past pains to create 100% healing resolution of them and to expand into all that you desire. You can create this lasting change because you're getting to the root core cause of the issue. The conscious memories and the details of the past are not the root cause of any disruptions of well-being or any change that you want to be creating. So the first key is to focus on healing how your brain and body navigate your present, not healing your past. Here's the second shift. You do not need to heal relationships with other people. Your mom, your dad, your ex-lover. You do not need to heal the relationships with other people first. Instead, you first need to heal the relationship that you have with yourself. The relational patterns that you're experiencing externally are just a reflection of the relational patterns existing inside of you. And so if you're always trying to heal these relationships, you're trying to heal from the past relationships and maybe old breakups or maybe old things that people did, or you're trying to heal present relationships and improve the relationships that you have right now, the focus should not primarily be on those external people and outer experiences, because everything there is affected first from the inner patterns inside of you. And so if you focus on healing the relationship that you have within your own self, then all of that other stuff flows so easily, so naturally, so effortlessly, so organically, and with greater results than you could have ever dreamed possible. When you heal the relationship you have with yourself, those past wounds from prior relationships heal, and your present relationships with other people improve beyond your wildest dreams. And you're able to experience more connection and emotional fulfillment and all the juicy, delicious goodness you desire to experience, healthy boundaries, like everything, so effortlessly and naturally when you have fully healed the relationship that you have with your own inner self. The third shift to allow you to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting change beyond your wildest dreams is that you do not need to rewire your thoughts, emotions, habits, and behaviors. You do not need to rewire your thoughts, emotions, habits, and behaviors. What? Isn't that like most of the journey, right? Like you see people doing like subconscious reprogramming and it's like, okay, you got to change your thoughts and you got to change your emotions and you got to have these better habits and like you got to make all this change, right? Okay, but I'm here to say you do not need to rewire your thoughts, emotions, habits, or behaviors. Instead, you need to fulfill your deepest inner needs that are hiding beneath those patterns. You need to fulfill your deepest inner needs that are hiding beneath, deeper than those patterns. Your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and behaviors are just trying to navigate the love that you desire to experience. And so if you have a pattern of thought that you want to be different, you can try to think different thoughts or affirm new affirmations or do whatever subconscious reprogramming all day long. But those thoughts are going to keep coming up in one way or another, or they're going to manifest in some other way because they're trying to navigate an unmet internal need. But when you can identify the need hidden beneath those thoughts and fulfill them from within, then those thoughts don't need to be there anymore. They don't have a reason to be there because those needs are met. And now those thoughts can navigate yourself and your life in a brand new way. And so instead of trying to force change in your habits or behaviors, instead of trying to force new thoughts to come up in your mind, instead of trying to push and force and contrive and manipulate and push yourself to feel different feelings or emotions or sensations than you're naturally feeling, instead look at the deeper need that's hiding behind them. They're usually not obvious, but it could be your need to feel seen and loved. It could be a need to feel safe and secure. It could be a need to feel recognized, respected, admired, honored. It could be a need to feel valued and wanted with purpose, importance, or belonging. And so when you notice the thoughts or emotions or habits, behaviors, whatever's coming up that you want to change, instead of focusing on that surface level awareness of your experience, go deeper and explore what need is not met within you that those patterns are trying to navigate. And how can you create a way to fulfill those needs so that the thoughts and emotions naturally evolve into something completely different and completely brand new? And if you would love some nourishing guidance and empowering support in this process to heal how your brain and body navigate the present, to heal the relationship you have with your own inner self, and to fulfill your deepest inner needs so that your thoughts and emotions and habits and behaviors naturally transform, this is exactly what I lead my one-on-one clients through a repeatable, proven process, neuroscience-backed and based, that takes you into greater realms of unconditional love, expanded awareness, and liberating joy and freedom than anything you could have dreamed possible. I would love to serve and support you. The fourth key to fall in love with your healing journey and create change beyond your wildest dreams is this. You do not need to feel it to heal it by focusing on pain. Okay, a lot of times there's this, you got to feel it to heal it, and you go into trauma and you relive and re-experience all these horrific things, and you feel it, and you feel the anger, and you feel the sadness, and you feel it to heal it, and you're feeling all this intense, painful stuff in order to heal and transform it. There is a morsel of truth to that. Yes, you need to allow suppressed, stuck energies to come up and be alchemized. But the problem is you don't want to relive it. You're not here to relive and re-experience that pain. You're here to alchemize, transmute, and release it so that it no longer exists inside of you the same way it did before. And so you do not need to feel it to heal it by focusing on pain. If you're like, I need to feel it to heal it, then you might just re-traumatize yourself. I have a whole other podcast episode just on this topic of feel it to heal it. Go check that out. It's really powerful. But feel it to heal it, you don't have to just focus on the pain. You're not just poking around saying, I got to feel all my anger and just feel all this anger, and I'm feeling all this anger. I got to feel all the sadness. I got to feel all the grief. And then you actually get stuck in a healing loop, and you're just reliving and re-experiencing the pain, the grief, the anger. It's not actually being released or alchemized into something new. You're just stuck in a healing loop of reliving and recycling it and re-experiencing it, which actually re-traumatizes your nervous system. Okay, so the important shift here is you do not need to feel it to heal it by focusing on pain. Okay, the better way to feel it to heal it is to focus on love. You need to feel it to heal it by focusing on love. Okay, the pain that's stuck, the anger, the grief, the sadness, whatever it is, those are energies inside of you from experiences where you felt separate from love. Okay, think about it. It's really as simple as that. Like, yes, there's great complexities to the trauma that we go through and how it gets stuck and stored and the stories and sensations we experience and how it affects our lives and our personality. Like, there's a lot of details. But when it really comes down to it, those past experiences that got these energies stuck and now come up in these feelings of anger, grief, sadness, right? It was all about these moments that made you feel separate from love. Moments that made you feel separate from love. And so when you're feeling to heal, right? You're feeling it. What is it? You're feeling to heal it. You're not just feeling the pain. You're feeling the love that you felt separate from. And that is the ultimate healing journey. To feel the love that you felt separate from in those experiences that created the anger and the grief and the sadness. For me, it was feeling the love that my past self felt separate from when there was horrific childhood trauma at age 4. When there was other traumas that happened through childhood, teenagehood, adulthood, my healing wasn't just going back and alchemizing the pain, but the real healing happened when I allowed these parts of me to feel the love that they had felt separate from. When these parts of me got to feel the love that they had always needed, but they never felt like it was available or that they deserved it. And when those parts of me felt the love they had felt separate from, all the negative emotions were naturally alchemized, naturally released. But it didn't re-traumatize my nervous system. It just upgraded the capacity for my nervous system to support the light of my soul. And so the shift here is you do not need to feel it to heal it by focusing on pain, but instead by focusing on love, to help those parts of you feel reconnected with the love they felt separate from. And that will naturally heal the anger, the grief, the despair, the sorrow, whatever you want to alchemize. But you don't have to relive and re-experience it. You don't have to re-traumatize yourself. You get to just welcome all parts of you home to love. The fifth shift is that you do not need to heal your inner child. This one was huge for me, and I still get full body chills when I talk about this. You do not need to heal your inner child. What? But there's like a whole category of healing that is literally called inner child healing. There's like literally like a whole genre of healing that's heal your inner child and go into your childhood traumas and hold your childhood self and cry with your inner child and reparent your inner child by healing them and like all this stuff, right? Okay. Yeah, There's some validity to that, but there's actually a deeper truth here that can really free you. Because speaking from personal experience, if I always feel that I need to heal my inner child, it's really easy to get stuck in the stories of the past. It's really easy to feel like a victim. It's really easy to get stuck in the grief and the anger and the sorrow. It's really easy to want to go back into past memories. It's really easy to focus on the external relationships that were happening with other people. It's really easy to try and rewire the automated things happening inside of me. It's easy to focus on the pain as I'm healing, okay, mentioning all the different points we've gone through here so far. And so if I feel I need to heal my inner child, I would keep revisiting that childhood trauma and saying, I need to heal her. I need to heal her. I need to heal her. But just speaking from experience, there is no level of healing that can undo the horrific damage that was done. There's no level of healing that can change the fact that my childhood self was violently sexually abused at age 4. It's a thing that the human mind cannot and should not need to fathom. There is no level of healing that can change the fact that that happened. And so if I feel like I need to heal my inner child, it would be very easy to get stuck in the story of that childhood trauma that led to decades of complex trauma and disabling health battles. It'd be very, very easy, okay? But the truth is that we do not need to heal our inner child. What is the greater truth? Okay, think about it. Who is your inner child? Your inner child is the part of you before all the life experience made you think a certain way. Your inner child is the part of you who felt fully alive and free in every moment. Your inner child is the part that didn't have any beliefs or assumptions about reality and could believe absolutely anything. Your inner child is the part of you that woke up every single day excited just to be alive. Your inner child is the part of you that can look at anything in nature and be in awestruck, dumbfounded wonder at the miracle of everything. Your inner child is the parts of you that don't have automatic stories or narratives. They don't have descriptions for everything. They just enjoy the purity of whatever it is for what it is without needing to label or categorize it. Your inner child is the part of you that can find joy in any moment and feel freedom inside of your body. Your inner child is the truest essence of who you are. And so you do not need to heal your inner child. You need to let your inner child heal you. You need to let your inner child heal you. You need to let the joy of your inner child heal your present moment self. You need to let the freedom of your inner child heal your adult self. You need to let the perspectives and the innocence and the purity and the play and the raw authenticity and the magic of your inner child to heal the you that's right here and now. The adult self of you does not need to go heal your inner child. You need to let your inner child heal you. And in that process, yes, you get to heal anything lingering from childhood. There may be stress responses stuck in your nervous system. There may be unprocessed traumas stored in your body memories. There may be neural networks created during childhood that tell certain stories about your identity. So yes, there may be things from your childhood to heal. Yes, there may be aspects of you from childhood that really need you to come in and support their healing. That is true. But that is not the identity of your inner child. That is not the essence of who your childhood self really was. And so while you do that inner work to heal your nervous system, to rewire your brain and your body, you are also invited to let your inner child heal you, to open to their purity, to surrender to their magic, to be available for the raw, open, authentic love that is the true essence of who they are, and to let your inner child heal you. The next shift that can really help you fall in love with your healing journey and create change beyond your wildest dreams is you do not need to forgive unforgivable traumas. Instead, you need to forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that you do not need to carry anymore. This is such a powerful shift because sometimes we're taught or told or feel that we have to go back and forgive the things that happened. We have to go back into our past and forgive the traumas that we went through, or forgive these other people who were maybe a part of those traumas or the cause of the traumas. And yes, there can be freedom in that. But in that process, you encounter all the stress responses in your nervous system, all the unprocessed sensations in your unconscious body memories, all the lingering residual impacts from those painful and challenging traumatic life experiences. And then it's like, how am I supposed to forgive this? And it can get you stuck in a healing loop of saying, I cannot forgive this. And then you hold on even tighter to the anger, the sadness, and the grief. And so I'm not asking you to forgive those other people. What they did was probably fucked up, right? I'm not asking you to go back and forgive those past experiences. What happened was really fucked up, right? I'm not asking you to go back and forgive the things that happened or the people who were a part of it. I'm not asking that of you. I'm asking you to forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that you do not need to carry anymore. Can you do that? Can you open your heart and forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that you do not need to carry anymore? This healing is not about the past. It's not about old memories. It's not about traumas that happened before. It's not about the people who were involved in any of that. Your healing is about you right here, right now, inside of you. And right here, right now, inside of you, the past is stored inside of your body. And those memories are unconsciously navigating your present experiences and your present identity. And so instead of going back into the past and trying to forgive things that are maybe unforgivable, right? They're the worst of things that could ever happen. They're the worst of things that could ever be said by people. They're the worst of things that could ever be done by people. They're the worst of the worst experiences you ever could have imagined having to go through. I get it. I've been there. Okay, I'm not asking you to go back and forgive that. I'm not asking you to go back and bring up those old stories and all of that pain and say, oh yeah, it's suddenly okay. Yeah, I just accept that and that's fine, right? No, I'm not asking that of you, okay? I'm asking you to forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that you do not need to carry anymore. All of that data from your past is stored in your body and it's affecting you now. It's not affecting those other people. It's not affecting the past experiences. It's affecting you right here and now. And you deserve to be free from that. So can you forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that is not yours to carry anymore? And I promise if you practice that on a consistent basis, it'll be very easy to forgive those other people. It'll be very easy to forgive those past experiences. It'll be very easy to let go of that heavy baggage you've been carrying with you. Because the way that it exists inside of your body is alchemized. It no longer exists the way that it originally did. And this is something that I teach my one-on-one clients how to do. You're not going back into the past and digging around and healing those experiences. You're alchemizing the energies inside of you, and you get to fill yourself up with so much love that there's no space for anything but love. You get to fill yourself up with so much love, there's no room for anything that feels like less than love. And then it's easy to forgive and let go and release because there's no space for anything that restricts the flow of your unconditional love. You do not need to forgive unforgivable traumas. You need to forgive the cells of your body for holding on to pain that's not yours to carry anymore. The seventh shift to fall in love with your journey and create change beyond your wildest dreams is that you do not need to just learn how to full body cry, okay? You have to learn how to alchemize that into full body laughter. So you go in the journey and it's like, yeah, you got to feel all this stuff and you have to learn how to cry again. You have to learn how to feel your emotions. You have to learn to get in tune with yourself. You have to let those tears fall. Yes, I agree. It's important to cry. I made sure that crying was a part of my journey every day for about 6 years. And it was just, okay, I'm just checking in, make sure nothing's getting stuck in there anymore, right? Alchemizing it all. But the other side to the same coin is that you need to learn how to full body laugh again. right? A lot of times we're so focused on alchemizing the pain and the trauma and the anger and the grief and the sadness and all the shadows, and you're doing the shadow work and you're doing the trauma work and your inner child healing, and like it's a lot of heaviness, right? But the ultimate healing happens when you can full body laugh. I'm talking full body laughter. Full body laughter where your abs get a workout because your belly's contracting because you're laughing so hard. Full body laughter where every cell is involved. It's not just a laughter up in your throat. It's not just a laughter in your mind. It's not just a laughter from your chest, right? It's your whole body is engaged in this laughter. It's almost a full body somatic practice to have laughter that is actually felt in your entire body. From your head to your toes, you feel laughter because it's rippling through your whole being. And so the crying is really just to make space for the laughter. Alchemizing the pain is just creating space for the joy. Alchemizing the darkness is just creating space for the light. Alchemizing the stuckness is just creating space for freedom. And so I invite you to just not always be focused on the pain that you're alchemizing and processing, but to say, can I full body laugh? Can I feel joy in every cell of my body because you've created so much space for it? And so the seventh shift here is you do not just need to learn how to full body cry. You need to learn how to alchemize that into full body laughter. One of the many mirror practices that I've done in my journey repeatedly over the years, in every season of the journey, is going through certain practices in the mirror. There would be a lot of stuff that came up, and there would be all of that intensity, that heaviness, that anger, grief, and sadness, especially those three. They always came as like a triple. They're always like this little friend group that hang out, right? It was like beneath the sadness was the anger, beneath the anger was the grief, right? And the grief turned to the sadness, and the sadness turned to anger. And so instead of just getting stuck there, the mirror practice that I did allowed me to full body cry. And I felt it, and I felt the anger, and I felt the grief, and I felt the sadness, and I felt it fully. But then there's a shift where I actually alchemized it into full body laughter. And by the end of every single mirror practice, which occurred again and again for many, many years in a very intensive time, by the end of the practice, I was actually sobbing with joy. I was crying my freaking guts out with gratitude. I was crying with love because I was so overwhelmed by the love that I was feeling inside of my body. And so the mirror practice would start feeling this intense heaviness, and then opening space to full body cry and actually feel all the intensity from all the decades of trauma and all the residual effects in every area of my life that I'd been struggling with. And then to shift in the moment that I felt ready, and to start to feel that reconnection with the love that all those parts of me had felt separate from. Because remember, the anger, the grief, the sadness, that's there because those parts of you felt separate from the love that they really, really deeply needed. And so when you start to feel that reconnection with the love that those parts of you always needed, then those energies in motion, emotions, get to be alchemized at the very core of your being, in the cells of your body, in the networks of your brain, alchemized. And by the end of the mirror practice, every single time, I was full body laughing and crying with love and joy and gratitude. So yes, feel your emotions, create space for sadness, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck reliving and re-experiencing the past. Don't get stuck re-traumatizing yourself. Don't get stuck going into past memories and losing presence in your body right here and now. Don't get stuck just crying and just focusing on all the pain and feeling pain towards healing. Instead, feel it to heal it by feeling love. And shift all of that crying into laughter. How deeply can you hysterically laugh in the fullness of your body? Full body laughter. Laughter is something that can get very stuck when we go through hard things in life. And then if you're on a healing journey, everything can feel quite serious because there's a whole lot of inner work and transformation that's happening. And yeah, that's good. But the whole point of that inner work is so you can feel more joy and freedom. So you may as well feel it on the journey and not just when you get to wherever you think you're going. So the seventh shift here is you do not just need to learn how to full body cry, you need to learn how to alchemize that into full body laughter. Okay, we've got 5 more shifts to go. I'm so grateful you're here, and I would love to hear your key takeaways. Feel free to screenshot this episode and post on your Instagram, share your key takeaways, and tag me at Kristen's Quantum Catalyzers. I would love to hear from you and connect. So the 8th shift here, to fall in love with your healing journey and to create true transformation, lasting change beyond your wildest dreams, is this. You do not need to just learn coping tools. I know for my past self, when in therapy for 10 long, miserable years where nothing ever got better, my past self learned a whole lot of coping tools. Yeah, you can use these and this and that. You can go for a walk. You can smell essential oils. You can do these different practices. But it was always to cope with what was going wrong. It was never actually to heal and resolve the root cause of why it was coming up in the first place. And those coping tools might have been designed to reduce the symptoms, but they're not always designed to amplify the joy and freedom that you are desiring to experience in place of those symptoms. So the 8th shift is to focus much less on the coping strategies, okay? That's really important early on because you need to know how to navigate when stuff's coming up before you get to the deeper healing. For sure, you need to know how to self-regulate your nervous system, self-soothe. Those are all beautiful, important things. But in the healing journey, the way to fall in love with the healing journey and create that lasting change that blows you away, absolutely astounds and amazes you, miracles that you can celebrate for the rest of your life, you need to learn enjoyable, accessible, sustainable daily practices that resolve the root cause of anything you wish to heal and transform and leave you feeling nourished and empowered. So you do not just need to be learning coping tools, but to learn this enjoyable, accessible, sustainable daily practices. Sustainable meaning you can continue it for a very long time and you won't get tired of it. You won't be able to sustain the ongoing inner investment in your healing. Accessible meaning you can access these tools in any moment. You don't have to wait until you have 2 hours of alone time to access these tools. And enjoyable, meaning you actually enjoy showing up for them. It's fun to show up for them. And while these practices resolve the root cause, they create permanent, lasting transformation for the actual root of why these things are happening in the first place. These practices also leave you feeling nourished and empowered while you practice them, while you're on the journey of that healing. And that's what changed the game for my past self. And that's one reason I love the journeys that I facilitate for my one-on-one clients. Because the practices I teach are enjoyable, accessible, and sustainable. You can use them every single day and they feel good along the way while creating the deep healing you desire. No more coping tools. No more coping tools. You are not here to cope. You are not here to reduce the symptoms. You're not here to keep struggling and surviving. You are here to thrive. You are here to resolve anything that's coming up. You are here for liberation. Liberation, absolute liberation. The 9th shift is you do not need to wait for an outside healer to facilitate change for you. You do not need to give your power away to external sources of healing. My past self did this for a very long time and said, I need to find the right therapist. I need to find the right psychiatrist. I need to find the right coping tools. I need to find the right way to process this trauma. I need to find the right medication combination so my neurochemicals can be balanced. I need to find the right shaman. I need to find the right whatever. And then once she had some outside healer, I need to wait for my next appointment. I need to wait for my next session. I need to wait to hear back from my therapist. I need to wait for an email response. I need to wait for that phone call. I need to wait for this. I need to wait until my meds come in. I need to wait. And there was always more power in the outside world than her inner world. And so when my past self said, wait a second, how about I just say goodbye, bye-bye, bye-bye therapist, bye-bye psychiatrist, bye-bye medications, bye-bye, see you, bye. I'm sorry, no, I'm not calling you back this time. I'm actually going to become my own healer. I'm going to become my own healer. And every single moment gets to be an opportunity for healing that you have the power to facilitate unconditionally. And that's what I love teaching my clients, because I'm not here to facilitate your healing. I'm here to teach you how to facilitate your healing so that you can become your own healer. And so you can access the power that already exists within you. So you do not need to wait for an outside experience to facilitate change for you. You need to learn how to become your own healer. You need to embrace every moment as an opportunity to facilitate your own transformation. So when you're stuck in the car on a long commute and maybe there's traffic, that's an opportunity to facilitate your own healing. When you're cooking breakfast and you're really tired and kind of frustrated, that's an opportunity to facilitate your own healing. When you're going for a walk, doing your exercise, preparing your food, at work, interacting with people, when you're alone, when you're showering, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're waking up, when you're going to sleep, every single moment is an opportunity to facilitate your own healing. And so when you create that shift, you have a lot more power, because there's 24 hours every single day where you have the power to create the transformation you're desiring. And it's not just 1 hour a week dependent on an outside person, for example. Every single moment is an opportunity, and you have the power to facilitate your transformation from within. So for example, my past self was in therapy and other treatments, seeing over 100 doctors in a 10-year period. And at the end of that, she was significantly worse off than before all of that. Nothing had gotten healed or resolved, and going through all of those years of intensive treatment where it actually made a lot of things worse had just cost my past self all of her hope. She didn't have anything left to pour into her healing. She's like, that's it, I'm done. There's no hope for me. And then there was a remarkable shift where my past self became her own healer. And within 3 years of doing the process that I now teach my clients, every single battle had achieved 100% healing resolution. After 10 years of nothing else working, everything was resolved in just 3 years without working with anyone externally. And so the work that I do is I'm not here to heal you. I'm here to teach you how to heal yourself. And when every single moment is embraced as a brand new opportunity, your power is limitless. The greatest source of healing is the consciousness that already exists within you, which is the truth of who you are. Shift number 10 to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting transformation beyond your wildest dreams is that you do not need to heal from your mind using psychology-based methods. You do not need to heal from your mind using psychology-based methods. A lot of times we work from our mind and say, I need to heal this. I need to change this. I need to shift it. I need to heal. And then maybe you learn psychology-based methods and you're like, okay, well, this stuff is coming up because of this psychological insight. And then you're working from your mind and you're trying to manipulate change. The truth is that you need to heal through your body mind using neuroscience-based methods. Your body mind, your brain, body, and subconscious, your body mind is where everything is really happening. Your conscious mind has a relationship with your body mind, but the healing that you're really craving to experience happens in your body mind. And when it's neuroscience based, then you're actually able to shift the neural networks, the connective tissue, the body memories, the unconscious patterns that are actually affecting your heart rate and your respiration and digestion and circadian rhythms and the automatic thoughts and your level of awareness through your cognition and your prefrontal cortex engagement and your capacity for self-regulation and the way that emotions are naturally coming up and just like all of it, mind-body connection. You're alchemizing and transforming, healing all of it at its neuroscience-based root cause, the actual reality of your brain and your body. Not just psychological insights, but neuroscience-based facts. And when you shift to your body mind, it opens new doors for healing because the conscious mind has access to a minuscule fraction of what's occurring within you. But your body mind will never lie. Your body mind holds all the truths, and your body mind holds all the secrets and all the hidden portals. and the opportunity for everything that you crave, that you seek, that you desire. Shift number 11 is you do not need to address surface symptoms one by one, and it does not need to take a long time to see positive change and deep healing. And this was a game changer for me because my past self was struggling with hundreds of battles, literally every mental health diagnosis in the book, anxiety, depression, insomnia, PTSD, night terrors, eating disorders, obsessive compulsions, trichotillomania, dermatillomania. The list was literally endless. And physical health challenges. Oxygen deprivation, for example. My past self was on oxygen tubes every hour of every day for many years because of oxygen deprivation. Mind body disconnect, split brain hemispheres, dysregulation of cranial nerves, brain waves, nervous systems, neurochemicals, hormones, neurotransmitters, disrupted digestion. There was all kinds of stuff. Tachycardia, bradycardia. Again, the list is endless. And so for the healing journey of my past self, it would have been really hard to say, okay, I need to focus on just healing my anxiety. I need to focus on just healing the eating disorders. I need to focus on just healing this pattern of thought and negativity and perfectionism and self-doubt. And I need to just focus on the symptom from this very specific trauma. And it would have taken a really long time with really grueling, tedious work to focus on addressing one symptom at a time. And so instead of focusing on this one symptom at a time, and it takes a long time to actually see change and actually feel deep healing, you need powerful healing methods that effectively address the root cause of all symptoms simultaneously. This quantum self-healing creates accelerated results of lasting change. How can you find the root cause where all the different surface experiences merge and meet? There's something happening inside of your brain and your body that is at the core cause of every symptom. And even if they seem unrelated on the surface, maybe getting into arguments and relationships and having this perfectionism at your work and having difficulty sleeping or not being able to eat well or whatever is coming up, there might be symptoms in different areas of life that seem entirely unrelated. The goal is to find the space where they all meet within the wiring of your brain and your body. And as you unveil that root cause, the goal is to heal and transform that deeper foundation so it can resolve all of the symptoms simultaneously without needing to work with them one by one by one. And when you do this, when you address that deeper foundation and find that deeper root cause that is the root of all the different surface experiences, you create this quantum self-healing. And then you quickly experience deep healing. You're like, wow, look at all the shifts. Every single day, new shifts. Every single minute, every hour, there's these new shifts happening. And the change that you're craving to create, it happens in a much accelerated journey. It happens faster. And it's deeper and longer lasting because you worked with the deeper foundation of your body, mind, and soul. And this is something that I lead my one-on-one clients through in my multi-month mentorship. You get to find out that space inside of you. What is the root cause? And there's a very specific method I've developed, and it is not necessarily obvious the way to do this, but once you discover it, it changes your life in the most radical way. And it was how my past self was able to heal hundreds of battles without focusing on any of the surface symptoms, but by finding that meeting space that they were all stemming from, that deeper root cause that was not at all obvious. And by healing and transforming that, there were powerful healing shifts that happened every single day. And then that accumulated to create the lasting change that had felt impossible for a very long time. Shift number 12 is that you do not need to lose your identity in healing. You need to shift and liberate your identity in nourishing and empowering ways that focus on love and wholeness. So in the healing journey, it's easy to over-identify with what you might be going through. Maybe if you're healing perfectionism or people-pleasing, for example, you feel like that's a part of who you are. If you're healing anxiety or depression, it feels like maybe that's just a part of who you are. If you're transforming habits and eating disorders, addiction, obsessive compulsion, self-harm, whatever it might be, It's easy to over-identify with what you're going through. It's easy to identify with the experience where your identity feels defined by what you are going through. If you're healing from trauma, it's easy to identify with those trauma stories. And then once you're in healing, it's easy to identify with the healing and say, I'm healing. Like who I am is someone that needs to be healed. Who I am is someone that's focused on healing. And then you start to identify not just with the symptoms or the trauma, but with the healing. And then you lose yourself in the healing process. Who are you beyond the healing? Who are you beyond the patterns? Who are you beyond the memories? Who are you really? And then it's also easy to have this struggle of letting go of those parts of you, right? Like it might feel like, oh, I'm like killing off these parts of me. And then you really lose your identity in the healing process because there wasn't this grounded clarity of your identity being distinct or different or distinguished from your experience. And so if you get caught in that loop, then the healing can feel really hard and it can feel really impossible or challenging or difficult to connect with your true essence in the midst of all of it. And so instead, you need to shift and liberate your identity where it feels nourishing and empowering to focus on your love and your wholeness. You are already whole and complete, and nothing you ever experience could ever change that. You deserve to connect with your liberated identity in ways that nourish and empower you. You deserve to know your true identity beyond just your experiences so that you have more power within both of them. You deserve to meet these aspects of your inner self beyond the patterns that they've been experiencing life through. You deserve to meet your soul essence beyond your human experiences. You deserve to liberate your consciousness beyond just the patterns of your brain and your body. You deserve to feel free and whole through empowered nourishment and loving joy when you connect with the essence of your identity. And the truth is that you never lose any parts of you in the healing journey. If you heal and resolve an issue that's been coming up that's felt like a part of you for a very long time, you heal your brain and your body. You just reconnect with the aspects of yourself. And distinguishing parts of your body-mind, which are the experience, from aspects of your inner self, which is your true identity, holds so many important keys for the healing journey. And that is a powerful way to fall in love with your healing journey and to create change, lasting transformation beyond your wildest dreams. That differentiation between who you really are and what you're going through, to meet aspects of your inner self, to liberate your identity, to feel that love and that wholeness, to feel nourished and empowered in the truth of who you are, and for that to be distinct from everything that you're healing from, everything that you're transforming, everything that you're shifting, so that you have more power in who you are and the life that you are now creating for yourself. These are 12 keys to fall in love with your healing journey and create lasting change beyond your wildest dreams. If you're ready to actually apply these and dive deeper than ever before, I invite you to explore my multi-month mentorship. You get to treasure map your body, mind, and soul using neuroscience and consciousness to understand the root cause of your personal experience and the essence of your true identity in simplified, visual, colorful, fun ways. It's like coloring sheets, you're treasure mapping them, but then you also have these facilitated discussions to understand the depths of your neurobiology, the way that your brain and your body are operating to create and simulate your experience and how your consciousness or soul essence is flowing through that. And by connecting with your liberated identity or your awakened soul or your expanded consciousness, you then have power in who you are to expand, to shift, to heal, to transform your experience, to rewire your brain, to heal your body, to repattern your subconscious and create the change that you desire. And then I lead you through play prompt prescriptions. You are literally prescribed play. And these daily practices are sustainable, accessible, enjoyable, and they create lasting change by rewiring the root cause of whatever you're healing, and they leave you feeling nourished and empowered in that process. And you never need to go digging around into painful past memories to heal. And in the process, your inner child gets to heal you. And then I lead you deeper through eye-gazing practices in mirrors that are complemented by your own private mirror practices and so much more magic. You can find all the details in the podcast show notes, and I have other offerings as well, starting with some free gifts through my magic portal. So check out the free gifts, the other offerings, the mentorship, and find the best space that can serve and support you. And I would love to hear from you. Reach out to me on Instagram. Let me know you heard this podcast episode. I'd love to hear your key takeaways and connect. And if you're inspired, please feel free to share an Instagram post. You can tag me in the caption and share your key takeaways, your insights, or whatever came up for you while listening to this. And you can share about this podcast so more beautiful souls can discover the magic that we share here. And I would love to hear from you in that way. And I really appreciate your support so that this content can reach more people. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you. If you desire an expanded identity arising from your boundless consciousness, deeply rooted in your embodied self-worth and empowered self-confidence, where you effortlessly unlock ever-increasing joy and freedom through the luxurious mansion and opulent realms of your mind and the serene tranquility and blissful ecstasy of your body, and embrace this as your natural state of being. If you crave inner thoughts that feel like a loving best friend, emotions that soar into heaven on earth, choices that nourish your best life, and beliefs that foster your limitless expansion, all through deeper connection with your true self, as you feel greater enjoyment, pleasure, satisfaction, and fulfillment than ever before, then you have landed in the perfect place to create magic and miracles. Did you know that there are more neurons in your wondrous brain than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy? So to create radical healing, deep transformation, lasting change, and sustainable well-being so your inner realities feel like heaven on earth, I offer guided journeys deeply rooted in understanding all of the miracles that make you, you. Are you ready to intimately know thyself, nourish inner relationships with unconditional love, and expand the limitless power of your consciousness to create deeper well-being in mental, emotional, habitual, and somatic experiences, heal the root cause of any inner issue, and cultivate feelings of heaven on earth within body, mind, and soul? Join me for my multi-month one-on-one personalized mentorship journey. Let's dive deeper into your body, mind, and soul to create the deep healing, transformation, and expansion that you so deeply desire. Magic and miracles await you. Thank you for joining Kristen's Quantum Catalyzers for this incredible adventure, deep diving into body, mind, and soul through neuroscience, consciousness, and infinite love to be in service to your true self and your best life. If you enjoyed or gained anything from this adventure here, please feel free to share it with someone you know. Give us an amazing rating here on this beautiful platform, and stay tuned for upcoming adventures. I look forward to serving and supporting your beautiful pathway of loving liberation.